Oh, hello trainers, Professor Palm here, and you caught me just looking at a few old memories from the past. I was just looking at my gym badges I won in the Sinnoh region. After all, when I went on my journey many years ago, I went to so many regions, and I took on so many gyms. After all, if I wanted to be the best, I had to beat the very best. And as you can tell, I won all 8 in the Sinnoh region. Every gym badge to me tells a story. Even the ones that you have tell a great story. It talks about the battle you had with your Pokemon in order to get it. You don't just walk into a gym and say, "Give me the gym badge, I need it now." No, you fight with your Pokemon, and you fight to prove that you're worthy of that battle. Every single one of them is earned through your hard work and determination. Yep, there's never been a single badge that I have that I'm not proud of. Last week, Professor Sassafras and I talked about Lance the OG Dragon Tamer, and we introduced you to a new series, We Are the Champions. Well, for this week, I'm introducing you to a brand new series. Welcome to Hittin' the Gym. For this series, we're going to be talking all about gym leaders. We're going to talk about the badges, we're going to talk about their ace Pokemon, and of course, we're going to talk about their team and battle strategies that can really benefit you when you take them on. So, I hope that you enjoy, trainers. Well, when I think about most of the gym battles I had, there is some battle that really stuck out to me. Mainly because the gym leader was impressive, and also, I thought that she was a really good sport about losing. And that, of course, was my battle for the Forrest badge. In this battle, I took on Gardenia, and let me tell you, she is an amazing gym leader. Other than operating a really good gym, I think Gardenia is also a really fun gym leader, and she was one of them that really made me happy, especially when I took her on. Even if she wasn't the hardest, she is very memorable for a lot of reasons. First of all, she has a really fun team she uses. It's not too hard, it's kind of easy to take on, but still, it's sometimes the simple gym leaders that are the most fun to take on. While I know that Erica from the Kanto region was the first Grass-type gym leader, I gotta say, I do think that Gardenia is a great runner-up for second Grass-type gym leader. After all, she really did make the Grass-types a lot of fun. Even if sometimes Grass-type Pokemon are very easy to take down, I still think that her gym challenge and everything about her is a lot of fun. Even in the anime, she looks like a really fun person to hang out with. While I happen to think Gardenia is a great gym leader, I want to teach all of you why she's a really fun person to be around, as well as why I think she gives you a pretty good challenge for the beginning. So, let's talk on the Master of Vivid Plants. But before we do that, I want to give a very special thanks to HTTP Koopa for my shirt. This is Milo's jersey, worn by the grass gym leader in the Galar region, Milo. Since we're talking about a grass-type gym, I couldn't think of a better shirt to wear. Also, if you like these jerseys that I wear, or you really like the shirts that I use that are very similar to this, that you can find in the Sword and Shield games, please check out HTTP Koopa on Etsy. I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can check him out. Please feel free to browse around his Etsy page and maybe buy a shirt, but please tell him Professor Palm sent you. I may not be sponsored, but of course I want to give a talented artist a big thanks, and I think this is an amazing shirt. Well, I believe it's time that we talk about Gardenia. She is a great trainer as well as amazing gym leader. Even if grass-type Pokemon can sometimes be easy, I think that she does a great job of showing how cool grass-type Pokemon can be. So, without further ado, let's discuss the gym leader herself, Gardenia. Gardenia, the Master of Vivid Plant Pokemon, is the second gym leader in the Cito region. She's stationed at Eterna City, where she was born and raised. She's a Grass-type specialist, and she adores Grass-type Pokemon. Since the Eterna Forest is right next to Eterna City, Gardenia often goes there, where she has a lot of fun to enjoy herself. She loves going sightseeing, climbing trees, eating berries, and always protecting all the Pokemon of the forest. While Gardenia really loves being in the Eterna Forest, the one thing that scares her most of all is the old chateau. She oftentimes can be found standing outside of it, never going inside as she's so afraid of what could be in there. As she has explained many times, she's afraid of ghost and ghost-type Pokemon. Also, she appears to have a strange connection to the old chateau. Whatever the connection is unknown, as she has never disclosed it. However, a lot of Pokemon theorists out there have made theories of why Gardenia is connected to it. I'll touch on that later. For personality, Gardenia is a very quirky and friendly person to be around. She also is very bubbly. Oh, and of course, she's a great sportsman and even smiles when she loses, as in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, she even claps. Gardenia adores Grass-type Pokemon. In fact, just the sight of them makes her all giddy and very excited. There are many times where she jumps and hugs them any possible way she can. This can be seen a few times in the anime with both James's Cacnea and Ash's Turtwig, because the moment these Pokemon came in Gardenia's view, she jumped, became all giddy, and had hearts in her eyes as she instantly fell in love with both of these grass types. Gardenia is also an expert when it comes to grass-type Pokemon, not just in battle, but also with movesets and what they can learn. Like when she was in a tag battle with her Turtwig and James Cacnea. She told his Cacnea to use Drain Punch. Even though it didn't know the move, it somehow managed to use that move, proving for a fact that she knows more about grass types than meets the eye. Gardenia made her anime debut in the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl series episode, The Grass Type is Always Greener. Gardenia was first unsuccessfully seen attempting to catch a wild Gloom in the Eterna Forest. Unfortunately, it ran away, but the moment she saw Ash's Turtwig, she complimented him and fell in love with that adorable Turtwig. After the compliments, Gardenia had a short battle with Ash, revealing to him that she was the Eterna City gym leader and specializes in grass-type Pokemon, but she decided to refrain from telling him that until they had a battle. During the short battle Gardenia and Ash had in Eterna Forest, Gardenia used only 2 Pokemon, being Cherubi and Turtwig. The battle unfortunately ended for Ash in defeat, where Gardenia's Turtwig managed to defeat both Ash's Turtwig and his Staravia. This prompted Ash to want to do better, so he would be ready for his gym battle against Gardenia in Eterna City. A few fun tidbits about Gardenia is that Gardenia is currently the only second gym leader in the core series games to use a fully evolved 3-stage Pokemon in her gym battle, being Roserade. Gardenia fears Ghost and is terrified of Ghost-type Pokemon. She's most afraid of there being a possibility of the existence of a Ghost and Grass-type Pokemon, which did not exist back in Generation 4. I find it fascinating that Gardenia managed to predict the future, as in Generation 6, we did have Grass and Ghost-type Pokemon with Phantump, Trevorant, Pumpkaboo, and Gourgeist. It's also possible that maybe Gardenia did go on vacation to the Kalos region and saw those Pokemon. Maybe that left her traumatized of Ghost-type Pokemon, as well as the existence of many more Ghost and Grass-type. Oh, and for the last tidbit, because Gardenia uses a Turtwig in her battle, this makes her currently the only gym leader to battle using a starter Pokemon that is available to you at the beginning of the game. While it was a lot of fun to learn everything about Gardenia, I think it's time that we move on to the real subject of why we're here, the gym battle. After all, that's the reason we came to Eterna City. We need the Forest Badge. Well, I think it's time that we take on Gardenia and show her what we're made of. But first, let's see everything that she's using. For Gardenia's gym battle in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl, Gardenia uses a team of 3 Pokemon, and they are her Cherubi, who in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl has the ability Chlorophyll, is at level 19 and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Leech Seed, Safeguard, and Growth, while in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it also has the ability Chlorophyll, is also at level 19, and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Growth, Dazzling Gleam, and Safeguard. Her Turtwig, who in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl has the ability Overgrow, is at level 19 and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Razor Leaf, Withdraw, and Reflect, while in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, her Turtwig has the ability Shell Armor, which is its hidden ability, is at level 19 and holds the item the Miracle Seed, as well as has the move pool of Grass Knot, Razor Leaf, Reflect, and Work Up, and her ace, Roserade, who in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl has the ability Natural Cure, is at level 22, holds the item the Citrus Berry, and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Magical Leaf, Poison Sting, and Stun Spore, while in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it has the ability Technician, which is its hidden ability, is at level 22, also holds the Citrus Berry, and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Petal Blizzard, Poison Sting, and Stun Spore. In Pokemon Platinum, Gardenia uses a slightly different team of 3 Pokemon for her gym battle, which are Her Turtwig, who has the ability Overgrow, is at level 20 and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Razor Leaf, Sunny Day, and Reflect. Her Cherrim with the ability Flower Gift, who is at level 20 and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Magical Leaf, Leech Seed, and Safeguard. And her Ace, Roserade, who has the ability Natural Cure, is at level 22, holds the Citrus Berry, and has the move pool of Grass Knot, Magical Leaf, Poison Sting, and Stun Spore. For Gardenia's gym battle in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl, she'll always start off the battle by setting out Cherubi and ending with her ace, Roserade. With Pokemon Platinum, on the other hand, for Gardenia's gym battle, she'll always start off setting out her Turtwig and end with her ace, who once again is Roserade. When you go to face Gardenia at the Eterna City Gym, you better walk in with a game plan. If you really don't have one and you don't know what to do, well, here's some strategies to help you out, as well as what the best moves are. Since Gardenia specializes in Grass-type Pokemon, and her Ace is a Grass-Poison-type Pokemon, the best Pokemon and moves to use would be Fire-type Pokemon, as well as Fire-type moves, Flying-type Pokemon, as well as Flying-type moves, Bug-type Pokemon, as well as Bug-type moves, Poison-type Pokemon, as well as Poison-type moves, and Psychic-type Pokemon, as well as Psychic-type moves, but only if you're taking on Roserade. Starting off with Fire-type Pokemon, as well as Fire-type moves, this battle can be a cakewalk if you start off with Chimchar and Monferno, or if you have a Ponyta on your team, since the Sinnoh region does not have a lot of Fire-type Pokemon. Since all of Gardenia's Pokemon are Grass-type, Fire will do a lot of super effective damage. Also, if you're lucky, Gardenia in Pokemon Platinum might unintentionally help you out when she uses the move Sunny Day. That boosts the power of Fire-type moves, so that'll give you a slight advantage in the battle. Flying type is also a great way to go for the battle if you do not have any Fire-type Pokemon, since Flying type moves are super effective on all of her Grass-type Pokemon. Also, if you like to go battling high, well, you can take this battle into the sky. Bug-type Pokemon, as well as Bug-type attacks, can be very helpful in this battle, especially since most of her Pokemon are Grass-type, except for Roserade. That is probably the only time Bug-type moves will not be super effective, but for the others, they can do a lot of damage, and also, they can possibly steal some items for you. Poison-type Pokemon, as well as Poison-type moves, are also a great way to go in this battle, except for Roserade, because that Pokemon is a Grass Poison, so it cannot really be super effectively damaged by it. However, with the rest of Gardenia's team being pure Grass-type Pokemon, Poison moves will not only be super effective, but you also have a chance of poisoning any of her Grass-type Pokemon. Oh, and since her pure Grass-type Pokemon already are taking damage because of your attacks, the Poison will do a little chip damage and slowly eat away at them. And Psychic-type Pokemon, as well as Psychic-type attacks. Mainly use this on Gardenia's Ace Roserade, because it's a Grass and Poison-type Pokemon, so these moves will do super effective damage to it. However, you don't just have to use Psychic-type moves on Roserade, you can use them on any of her Pokemon. While it may not be super effective, a lot of the moves that are Psychic can cause confusion, giving you possibly a little extra damage to the Pokemon. So yeah, it can give you another opening. I would recommend use Ice-type Pokemon as well as Ice-type attacks, but there are no Ice-type Pokemon or any Ice-type attacks very early in the game. So yeah, but if you transfer a Pokemon with Ice-type moves or an Ice-type Pokemon, then by all means, use it in the battle, as her Pokemon really don't dig the cold and they do not like snow. For my personal recommendation, I would go with Pokemon that have moves that are Psychic-type, Flying-type, and Fire-type. Go into battle like this, and you should be golden. All in all, Gardenia shouldn't be the hardest gym leader, as she is the second gym leader, but I would always recommend that you should go into battle at least with some paralyzed heals and some antidotes, only because of her Roserade, who has those moves. But yeah, doing that should be pretty good, or in the later games, when you have Grass-type Pokemon on your team, they're immune to the moves like Stun Spore, so you may not need that if you use a Grass-type Pokemon. But always be careful and have some berries or at least some antidotes to cure the poison, because if you don't, that can really eat at you. Beating Gardenia will award you the Forrest badge, which allows you to use the HM Cut when outside of battle. It'll also allow Pokemon that you are traded level 30 or lower to obey you without question. And as a bonus, Gardenia will also hand over TM68 Grass Knot. For Gardenia's gym challenge, you need to take on all the trainers that reside in the Eterna City gym. Oops, did I say trainers? I meant to say students. That's because Gardenia is a teacher and all the trainers are her students. Every one of them specializes in grass-type Pokemon. It's pretty funny that you have to take on all the students before you take on the teacher. I do find it very nice that Gardenia wants all her students to have a chance in a battle before you take her on. What a great teacher Gardenia is. Well, I guess now we can talk about the dark theory of the old chateau and why Gardenia has some connection to it. Well, this might be spooky, but here's what happened. It's believed that before Gardenia became a gym leader, she had a family that lived in the old chateau. Well, it was just called the Forrest Chateau. But somebody fell ill and was the current gym leader. Gardenia wanted to be the current gym leader, but instead she had a younger sister, and because the sister was chosen, Gardenia grew jealous. She grew so jealous that an evil started to stir inside her, and it gave her some very bad thoughts of what to do to her sister, as well as the butler, who really liked her more, and possibly her other parent. Gardenia then proceeded to poison both her sister and the butler in revenge, but she realized too late that wasn't the way to go, and unfortunately, both her sister and the butler died. Disgusted by her actions, Gardenia left the old chateau, moved to Eterna City, and left that terrible place to rot. But because of her actions, the spirits now grow restless and still haunt the place with all the ghost Pokemon. Well, that's the theory of Gardenia's connection to the old chateau. Do you think that's a good theory? Do you think it's a weird theory? Or do you think that it makes sense? Is it possible maybe Gardenia is masquerading the very sad and upset person she is with that big happy-go-lucky smile she has all the time? Or do you think that maybe there's a different theory to this? For Gardenia, I think it's great that we have a grass-type Pokemon gym leader. After all, the last time we had that was in Generation 1, so I thought it was really nice to get another gym leader that was grass-type after so many generations. Even if grass is a very easy typing to take on, I think that Gardenia is a great gym leader, and I really do love the team that she uses. Something else I really admire about Gardenia being a teacher is that she also learns from her students and she allows them to be a part of the lesson for you. Technically, this kind of makes you her student, and now you're about to take on the teacher. Well, if that's the case, I'm pretty sure in this battle, you're gonna school this teacher. While I did discuss a theory about Gardenia's connection with the old chateau, I don't know if I entirely believe it, because I feel Gardenia is too bubbly to be one of those people. But her real connection with the old chateau is sadly never going to be known, as it will never be publicly discussed or anything. But to be fair, I kind of like it that way. I like the idea that it's never answered and it's up for us to fill in the blank. That does make it pretty interesting, as well as a cool place to revisit, other than getting Rotom. Something that I've always admired about Gardenia is the fact that she really shows how much nature means to her, as well as what Eterna Forest means. Really, if you pay very close attention to her team, you'll notice that all of her team members actually represent something that lives in Eterna Forest. Starting with Turtwig, Turtwig represents all the trees and the sproutlings that can be found everywhere in the forest. Roserade is the botanical life, or all the flowers that are found everywhere in the Eterna Forest. And finally, Cherubi and Cherim represent all the vegetation, all the fruit, and of course, all the berries that you can find everywhere in the forest. For a person who claims I'm a grass-type lover and a lover of nature, I don't think Gardenia could have chosen a better team than this. For grass-type gym leaders, I think Gardenia is one of the best, mainly because she shows how much she loves nature, not just with her team, but also with her gym. In her gym in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it's like the Eterna Forest and filled with trees, but in Pokemon Platinum, it's filled with trees and it's a garden clock. That is amazing, and it just shows how much she really loves nature as well as all grass-type Pokemon. And I would say, if you asked me who do you think is the best gym leader for grass-type, it's probably Gardenia, because she's a cut above the rest.
Welcome back, trainers. How was your visit to Eterna City, the Eterna Forest, as well as Gardenia's gym? I have a few questions for all of you trainers.
Do you think that Gardenia had a better team in Pokemon Diamond Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl? Or do you think Gardenia did better with her team in Pokemon Platinum for her gym battle? Out of all the Grass-type gym leaders we have, who is your favorite and who's your least favorite? Do you believe that Gardenia has some connection to the old chateau, or it's just coincidence? Do you believe in any of the theories online, the one I said, or do you have your own theory? Or do you believe that Gardenia just is in the wrong place at the wrong time? And last question for you, trainers. If you were a Grass-type gym leader, what would you have for your ace Pokemon? And what would you have for your team? For your ace, would you do something like Gigantamax, Mega Evolve, or Terrastalize it? Well, trainers, if you liked what you saw, as well as really liked the new series I made, please leave a like. If you have any questions, you want to answer any of the questions I threw out at you, you like this series and you want it to continue, you didn't like the series, or you think that there's room for me to improve, or even if there's a Pokemon-related thing going on I should talk about, please comment. And as always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, smash the subscribe button. Well, trainers, I wish you luck in all of your gym battles. Thanks for watching. Palm out!